So let's switch over to Sarah, and Sarah will be actually presenting a number of artists from Ukraine. So let's sit back and over to you, Sarah.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So today we're going to focus on a few different Ukrainian artists. And in light of the conflict going on, we wanted to highlight and honor Ukrainian art. And first, I will give a quick background on the history of Ukraine. So the territory of modern Ukraine has been inhabited since 32,000 BC. During the Middle Ages, the area was a key center of East Slavic culture, with the loose tribal federation Kievan Rus forming the basis of Ukrainian identity. And following its fragmentation into several principalities in the 13th century and the devastation that was created by the Mongol invasions, the territorial unity collapsed and the area was kind of contested, divided, and ruled by a variety of powers, including the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, Austria-Hungary, the Ottoman Empire, and Tsardom of Russia. During the 17th and 18th centuries, its territory was eventually split between Poland and the Russian Empire. In the aftermath of the Russian Revolution, a Ukrainian national movement for self-determination emerged, and the internationally recognized Ukrainian People's Republic was declared on June 23rd, 1917. The Ukrainian SSR was a founding member of the Soviet Union in 1922, and the country regained its independence in 1991 following the dissolution of the Soviet Union. So today we'll look at specific Ukrainian artists who bring uniqueness to the art scene there. So there's not a ton of information of Mykhailo Deyak's personal life or upbringing, but his paintings are really a feast for the eyes. His signature style is these extremely bright colors washed together to form these very visually exciting pieces. His work mainly consists of natural landscapes, and I really can't help but compare his work to both Van Gogh and Matisse. Abstract expressionism and fauvism, which were Van Gogh and Matisse's kind of styles that they worked within, they have similar characteristics that Deyak's work follows, such as these non-realistic bright colors, as well as the rhythm and movement of the brushstrokes. Marija Prymachenko was a Ukrainian village folk art painter. She was involved with drawing, embroidery, and painting on ceramics. She was born into a poor family just 30 miles outside of Chernobyl and was a self-taught artist. The works of Marija Prymachenko seem to absorb the age-old traditions of many generations of Ukrainian craftsmen who have brought forth their understanding of good and evil and of ugliness and beauty together. Pablo Picasso once said after visiting a Prymachenko exhibition in Paris, "I bow down before the artistic miracle of this brilliant Ukrainian." And these pictures of the abstract beast kind of remind me of the abstract bull and other animals in Picasso's Guernica. Thematic compositions occupy a special place in Prymachenko's creative legacy as far as harmonious balance is concerned. Reality and fairy tale become blended in her compositions into a single triumph that really demonstrate the unity of nature. She prefers gouache, which gives a bright and thick decorative base with graphic contours. Ivan Marchuk was born into a family of weavers, and to help the family make ends meet, Marchuk often helped his father with work. He began to paint when he was a child, and in spite of a lack of art materials like paint, pastels, watercolors, papers, Marchuk managed to make art with flowers, blades of grass, and fruit. And he eventually went to art school and was inspired to explore beyond the space of socialist realism, which was the kind of acceptable genre of art in the Soviet Union at the time. And his experimentation with genre and subject actually made him a target for the KGB, and he was accused of being a Ukrainian nationalist sympathizer. But Ivan Marchuk has produced over 4,000 works in his lifetime, half of which are located outside of Ukraine. He's well known as the creator of the art technique plinotanism, which is characterized by high levels of detailed strokes that appear to weave into one another. And as you can see, we haven't covered any other artist that has a technique or style similar to this, which really makes his pieces very unique and very recognizable. Mykhailo Deyak is a young Ukrainian artist who works at the intersection of painting and sculpture. Having received rigorous academic training as a student, he applies meticulous and disciplined processes to all of his works and is really constantly searching for new means of expression to translate his thoughts and feelings. He defines his practice as a balancing act between neo-expressionism and minimalism, with a keen interest in experimentation with new materials such as glass and metal. I specifically like his piece titled Water on the right because it's textured sculptural material, but it's presented on a canvas in a frame. So it's this blatant example of playing with mediums as he often uses in his work. One of Deyak's main driving themes is the coexistence of space and humankind, as evidenced by his abstract metal sculptures. And what's unique about this piece is you have this modern, cool-toned metal sculpture being hung in a very traditional, warm-toned ballroom. So that's a little overview on a few Ukrainian artists. And of course, our thoughts go out to everyone in Ukraine right now. And I'll hand it back to AJ and Jacques. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. You know, I really like Jacques' work. I think it's uplifting. And, you know, this is actually an example of a Ukrainian egg, which is used to symbolize rebirth and hope. And so we've got another one here as well. You know, these are you know, interesting, and I like Jacques' work. I think they're kind of uplifting, right?
All right, so that's great symbolism for what I think what we're all hoping for right now, if perhaps a diplomatic resolution somehow in terms of the conflict that's going on there.
Yep.
Yeah. So Sarah, thank you for showcasing these fabulous artists from Ukraine. That was wonderful.